Alright, today we're going to show you how to install a 11.65 inch brake kit on a factory 5 mk4 Cobra with a 2015 independent rear suspension. As you can see, we already did the driver's side. We're going to be moving on to the passenger side and kind of going to walk you through of how to do it. Now, we already took the caliper off and the brake rotor off. I don't think I need to show you how to do that. So the next step here, once you take everything off, is you're going to cut this ear off on your knuckle, somewhere right around like this. It doesn't have to be precise. As long as you don't go in here, you'll be absolutely fine. All right, so stay tuned. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be using, my nicely beat up Sawzall. I'm using an 18 tooth per minute, tooth per inch, TPI, I don't know what it stands for, blade. Ideally, you want to do a 32 for aluminum, but this one is going to work just fine. Once you have it cut, you can use shop air, or if you don't have a shop air, you can use a file just to clean it up, make it nice and neat. Not that anybody's ever going to see it, but nice peace of mind. Something like so. Alright, next we're going to undo the top bolt. That's a 15mm bolt on your hub assembly. Be careful with this bolt. Now, you can use something like this to break it loose, but then make sure you take out your spanner wrench, because if you're going to keep on going, you're going to get yourself jammed up on that axle and you're going to have to lose a tool. Almost happened to me. So use an open-ended wrench to get it out the rest of the way. Now, once you get this bolt out, it has this washer that will not come out. Now, you actually have to take it out, because otherwise there just won't be enough threads when you're going to be reusing this bolt. That's one thing they actually don't mention in the instruction, in the installation instruction, is you will be reusing this bolt. None of the bolts in the kit will work here. So what you're going to want to do is come in with a Dremel or some sort of a cutting device to cut it and get rid of this washer on this bolt. Alright, so next you're going to get one of these guys, and you're going to get one of these guys, and your bracket up, and one of these too. And your bracket, and we're going to go install this. So this large bolt only fits through one of these holes, so it's really hard to mess it up. Now, this one is going to go from the outside in, and you can loosely fit that on there like so. This is a lock nut, so you will not need any sort of thread locker. For the top one, the washer is going to go in between the knuckle and the bracket, and this is so that this sits on the same plane. Now, you're going to take the bolt you just got rid of the washer from, put a dab off. I'm going to put red Loctite because I do not see myself taking that off anytime soon. So I'm going to put a little bit of red Loctite on that. Okay. We're going to take this washer. That's going to go in between. Oh. Like so. Use that to support the washer a little bit. And in it goes. There it is. It's a little tight with the axle boot, but I really did not feel like taking the axle out. It takes it takes much longer to do it, and I don't see the need in it. Alright, and we're going to drive it in, and we're going to get it hella tight. Not enough to strip the threads, obviously, but this one is going to be pretty tight, and same thing with the bottom one. So as you can see, once it's tight, there is not that many threads. I mean, it goes all the way and almost comes out. And if you had a washer in there, it would have been that much shorter. So that's why I recommend getting rid of the washer. And the bolt itself's got a skirt on it, so it's not like it really needs it anyway. Alright, so here we have the caliper. They tell you to use a 1/2-inch drill bit, and what you're going to do is you're going to elongate the hole to make it higher right here. And the reason for that is because the e-brake cable sits on an angle, you're going to want it to clear the bolt a little bit, so you're going to give it a little more access. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to put it in and just kind of press up. Not too much. I did mine about like so on the other side as well, and it works just fine. Alright, so for your next step, you're going to take your rotor. There's no need to wash it or clean it. This is a coated rotor. Going to put it on your hub and realize that it does not really want to seat all the way. And I ran into that yesterday with the other side. So here's what I did. Took the rotor, laid it on the ground, get you a burr bit, bend your rotor and just zip it around a few times. Like so. And let's see now. Perfect. Seats all the way. Grab yourself a lug nut and secure it so it's not wobbling around as you're working on it. Alright, so next we're going to take the caliper support off the caliper. They're unnecessarily tight, so I'm using an impact gun. Alright. Now, we are going to push this one and that one, and you're going to get yourself one of these and one of these. So this bolt is going to be your lower support bolt, and you'll see a reason why in a few minutes. This one is going to be your top one. What you're going to do next is put the spacer on it and a washer, and you're going to do the same thing over on the bottom. Get our caliper support. Carefully slip it over so you don't drop everything. All of these spacers. And get them tight. Now, I do not recommend putting red Loctite on this because this is part of the serviceable area. When you're going to have to replace your brake rotor, you're going to have to take the support off And the least thing you want is not being able to unscrew it. Alright, so next is figuring out the best way to route your cable. Mine already had everything installed. I am converting to 1165, and this is the best I've found thus far. This is how I did it on the other side, and that's how I'm going to do it here. It goes around the arm, and it comes up under the axle through here, and I'm going to zip tie it out of the way once everything installed, so it's not interfering with the axle. So you're going to take your brake caliper. This part is a little bit annoying, especially if you don't have a second pair of hands. And you're going to feed the cable through here. You're going to need to compress the spring a little bit and pop the cable in here. I'm going to need 2 hands for this, and I'll be right back. Alright, well, that was pretty annoying. I actually had to go back and loosen the cable so I can reach and get on there. So what we're going to do next is we're going to install the brake caliper. It's going to go like so. Adjust the springs, brake pad springs, and bam, just like that. Take the bolts you took off earlier, and let's get them on there. Oops. Now, they're a bit tight in there, and that's all because of that cable. That cable interferes with that lower bolt. That's why that lower bolt is small to begin with, and this is why you have to zap that hole so that it can clear that bolt. This is why we elongate the hole. Now, to properly tighten down this caliper, you need a slim 15 mil, and you're going to hold this inner bolt on the guide pins and use a 13 millimeter to snug up the caliper bolts. Don't go crazy with them, because once again, this is a serviceable item, so you're going to need that to come off at one point or another. And same thing on the bottom. Snug it up. I'm using a really long ratchet for unknown reasons. And once again, snugged it up. Alright, everything is nice, everything is tight. The caliper is tightened, the supports are tightened. The only thing left is to take this existing hose, transfer it onto the new caliper. It fits just fine, there's no need to replace it. Zip tie the cable out of the way. I'm going to tie it up to this lower control arm with a heavy duty zip tie like so, and a little bit further down. Bleed the brakes, and we are done. Alright, and now the moment you guys have been waiting for, right? Does a 15 actually fit? Why, yes it does. Why, yes it does. No interference anywhere. Let's see how that looks on the inside. Oh, that's just perfect. That is just perfect. Well, there you have it, guys. And this is how you do 11.65 on a 2015 independent rear suspension.